Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video on our series on how to create a Red Team Cyber Range Lab environment. It looks like gradually we're picking up on our environment, our lab infrastructure, and as you can see on the left side, I have few workstations and servers which I have built so far. If this is your first time watching this video, I would encourage you to go back to the previous ones to get into the actual beginnings of what we've done so far to this point. In this particular video, we are going to populate our domain with AD users. From our previous videos, I had shown you how to create users, individually. So, for instance, we had created Patrice Malumba on the gh.afro.local domain. In this instance, we are going to demonstrate a different process of how in a real world we can create a massive or a huge number of users in one go, as opposed to doing them individually. So as you can see, we don't have enough users here. So to begin with that, I was able to put some information together on how to populate this in a massive way. So what we're going to be working with, I have this set up here. We're going to use PowerShell to do that actually, and I have the list of users in a .csv file, and to open that in Excel, this is how it looks like. So we have the various columns: the first name, the middle initial, the last name, username, and all the way through to the OU, which is the organizational unit, right? So this is how it's going to look like. Again, this is just a demo example. The usernames really don't necessarily conform to our environment, because if you can follow, as you've been following along, most of them are local African names, but in this case we have Western names here, and it's just for demo purposes, so you can see how you can populate an AD environment with a bulk user listing, right? So I have this PowerShell here. The requirement is you're supposed to have the Active Directory module installed or imported into the domain controller. So that is done from the beginning, and then I'll set up, we set up this variable which points to the domain users list, which is a CSV on a desktop, and then the rest of them is just defining some parameters to go along with how this looks like for each of the columns. So if you can see in the PowerShell script, we have the username, password, first name, all the way through, and they all correspond to the structure of how the data is structured in the CSV file, right? So what it's going to do is it's going to iterate through each row within the Excel the CSV document, and that would help us to populate our Active Directory with whatever number of users we have. So once we have that set up, I can share this in the description if any one of you wants a copy of this, or I could point you to the URL where I found this script. Actually, I'll have to go back and dig in, but just leave a comment if you want a copy of this PowerShell, and I think I can also point you to where I was able to generate these fictitious usernames. So just leave a note, and then I'll provide such information in the future if you want. So once we have this set up, I'll just click run to run the script, and it's going to keep running it. We may see some few errors, but no biggie. It will still serve the purpose for us, because it's going to create users. If it finds any duplicate of users, it will warn us, but the whole purpose is going to go through and then create as a user. Now this might take some time depending on the number of users you have in your you need to create. In my case, I think I have almost 2,000 users, so that is going to take some time. So I'm going to pause this video, and I'll be right back once the script has completed running. Okay, welcome back to the video. It looks like our script has concluded running and users have been added to the domain. So now let's go back to the list of domain users, and it is still not showing here. So we just hit on refresh and let's see. So as you can see, we have more than 2,000 users now added to our domain Active Directory environment. So that was very easy and a quick way to add Active Directory users to the Active Directory environment. So this was just going to be a short video. I will stop here and then we'll resume in our future videos where we'll perform more changes, modifications to our environment. Some of the things I will be looking into are going to be creating some weaknesses within the our lab infrastructure, which we can use to mimic abusing some attack vectors, such as through Kerberos or delegation attacks and things like that of that nature. So stay tuned for more videos. If you haven't, I would encourage you to subscribe, and also just punch on the reminder so that anytime that there's any new videos, you'll be the first person to know that there's something new out. And also keep sharing with people, those who you think might be interested in these videos, and also leave any comment that you feel was necessary to help make this thing better. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye-bye.